Previous figure, we understand the three distinct phases of the Calvin cycle. That is the carbonylation phase, second one is the reduction phase, and third one is the regeneration phase. So here in this figure, we totally understand the whatever the steps involved in every steps, and what are the different steps involved in the Calvin cycle. So we start with the first step our, that is the ribulose 1,5 biphosphate. This is the compound which are we call as a that is the 5 carbon sugar which are already exist in the that stroma of the chloroplast. So this ribulose 1,5 diphosphate absorb the carbon dioxide, that is, and then it is converted into a 3 carboxy 3 keto 1,5 biphospho Patol. So this is the compound which we call as unstable compound. Okay, so we do not care about what is the name of this compound. This is totally unstable compound. So this particular reaction there occurs in presence of enzyme that is we called as a Rubisco. Rubisco means ribulose 1,5 diphosphate carboxylase. Okay, so there is a short name that is a Rubisco. So this particularly Rubisco involved in the process of carboxylation. So this ribulose 1,5 diphosphate converted into a unstable compound in presence of that is the compound that is the ribulose 1,5 biphosphate or Rubisco. And then immediately this unstable compound is converted into 3-phosphoglyceric acid. So this is the first stable compound which are formed in this reaction by the conversion of this compound into a that is 3-phosphoglyceric acid. So here there is a two-step involved. First step that is absorption of carbon dioxide. Second step that is the unstable compound is converted into 3-phosphoglyceric acid. So this is a the reaction which are carried out in presence of enzyme dismutase. Okay, but immediately they are break into this 3 carbon compound that is 3-phosphoglyceric acid. Then in the next step, now this carboxylation reaction is now over. That is the two steps they are involved in the carboxylation. Now come to the next phase that is we call as reduction phase. So in the reduction phase, the 3-phosphoglyceric acid is converted into 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid. Okay, and by the addition of ATP molecule, by the addition of ATP means there is a addition of phosphate and there is a formation of ADP, that is means adenine diphosphate. One phosphate is utilized, and this reaction is carried out in presence of enzyme triose phosphate kinase. Okay, so this 3-phosphoglyceric acid is converted into 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid. So this is the particularly a phosphorylation reaction, means addition of phosphate to this 3-phosphoglyceric acid. Okay, so this is the step, that is the first step in the reduction phase. Then next 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid is converted into that is the 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. So this 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde is formed in the next step, that is 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid is converted into 3-phosphoglyceric acid, so 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. So we sometimes there is a we also write name that is the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, but proper that is the 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. Then this is the reaction is carried out in presence of that is the enzyme, that name of enzyme is the 3,1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid dehydrogenase. Okay, and this reaction required the NADPH2, means hydrogen is required here because there is a reduction reaction, and this reduction the hydrogen is utilized and there is a conversion of that is NADPH, and there is a removal of one phosphate group is also here occurs in this step, and there is a formation of 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. Okay, so this is the second step, that is the reduction phase or reduction reaction, in which these particularly these enzymes which are carried out in this reaction, that is the 3-phosphoglyceric acid 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid dehydrogenase. So up to this there is a reduction process is over. means this reduction process involved two steps, that is the 3-phosphoglyceric acid converted into 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid, and 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid is reduced to 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. Here ATP and NADPH2 molecules are utilized. Now there is a process of formation of sugar. So here there is a 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. So these two compounds, they are isomeric in each other. So there is a one is a aldehyde group and another is the ketone group. So this compound having ketone and this compound having a aldehyde, and aldehyde and ketones are the isomeric form of carbohydrates. They are isomeric in each other. So then there is a process of this particularly isomeric reaction is occurs in between these two, and there is a process of, in the next step, these two compounds, they are interconvertible, and this reaction is carried out in presence of isomerase. And in the next step, these 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone phosphate, they are combined to form a fructose 1,6-diphosphate in presence of enzyme aldolase. Okay, here there is a, firstly there is a conversion, interconversion, and after interconversion there is a combination of these two compound, and there is a formation of fructose 1,6-diphosphate. And this particular reaction is this reaction is carried out in order to form the sugar, and this fructose 1,6 diphosphate is converted into fructose 6 phosphate, and this fructose 6 phosphate is converted into glucose 6 phosphate, and finally this glucose 6 phosphate is converted into glucose, that is we call as sucrose. Or then there is a formation of sucrose, and then there is a starch, and there is a polysaccharide carbohydrates is formed. So here there is a formation of sugar from these 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. There is a interconversion, that is isomerization, and then there is a combination to form a, that is the sugar. So this involves these three steps. First step, that is interconversion. Then there is a two compounds, they are combined together in presence of enzyme aldolase, and in the third step, this fructose 6 phosphate is converted into fructose 6 phosphate in presence of enzyme phosphatase, means there is a removal of, that is phosphate group, and finally there is a formation of glucose. So this, here there is a formation of glucose from the carbon dioxide. So here the carbon dioxide is there, and carbon dioxide is converted into, that is the glucose, that is the C6H12O6. Here there is a that one part of this reaction is occurs, and second phase is over, that is the carbonylation and reduction phase is over. Now the third and final important phase, that is we call as a regeneration phase, and this regeneration is occurs through same, that is the 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde already which are formed in the at the end of reduction phase. So some of the molecules of, not all these 3-phosphoglyceride is converted into sugar, only some molecules of these 3-phosphoglyceride is involved in the formation of sugar. The sum of these molecules, they are involved in the formation of or a regeneration of, that is the ribulose 1,5 diphosphate. So in the next step, that is we, in the notebook we write down, that is the regeneration phase. And in the regeneration phase, first phase, that is the whatever the 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde, some of the molecules of 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde which are formed, they are combined with the sum of the molecules of this fructose 6 phosphate. Okay, so this fructose 6 phosphate is a 6 carbon compound, and this 3, that is 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde, is a 3 carbon compound. So this 6 plus 3, there is a formation of 9 carbon compound, and this 9 carbon compound, they are immediately break into two compounds. First compound is called as a xylulose 5 phosphate, and second compound is called as a erythrose 4 phosphate. Okay, so in the regeneration, first step is, that is the some molecules of the phosphoglyceraldehyde and one of the molecules of, that is fructose 6 phosphate, they are combined to form the to combine to form a to combine, and they are converted into xylulose 5 phosphate, this is the 5 carbon, and erythrose 4 phosphate, that is the 4 carbon, in presence of enzyme transketolase. Okay, here the enzyme is the transketolase. So this is the first step in the regeneration. in the second step of regeneration, so already what is the erythrose 4-phosphate which are formed, they are combined with the one molecules of dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Okay, so we know that this is the interconvertible. So sometimes the some of the molecules of glyceraldehyde they are combined, and sometimes there is a molecules of dihydroxyacetone molecules they are combined. So in the next step, these erythrose 4-phosphate they are combined with the some molecules of dihydroxyacetone phosphate, and there is a formation of pseudoheptulose 1,7 diphosphate, because this is the 4 carbon compound and this is 3 carbon compound. So for 4 plus 3, that is the 7. So pseudoheptulose 7 diphosphate, this compound is formed. This is the second step in the regeneration, and in the third phase this pseudoheptulose 1,7 diphosphate is converted into pseudoheptulose 7 phosphate. Only there is a removal of one phosphate group in presence of enzyme, that is the phosphatase. Okay, so this is the third step, and in the fourth step this pseudoheptulose 7 phosphate is combined with the, again combined with the, that is the 3-phosphoglycerol aldehyde. So this reaction is carried out in presence of enzyme transketolase again. So here there is a combination with the dihydroxyacetone phosphate in presence of enzyme aldolase. Here there is a, that is the, again there is a this pseudoheptulose 7 phosphate, they are combined with that 3-phosphoglycerol aldehyde, and there is a formation of 10 carbon compound. Okay, this is the 7 carbon and this is 3 carbon. So 7 plus 3, 10. So out of this 10, some molecules of, that is ribose 5-phosphate, and some molecules of again xylulose 5-phosphate. So here there is a xylulose 5-phosphate is again formed, and there is a formation of ribose 5-phosphate. Okay, so at the end of this fourth step of regeneration, there is a formation of two compounds, that is xylulose phosphate and the ribose phosphate. So in the next phase, next step of the regeneration, that is the fifth step of regeneration, that is the ribose 5-phosphate is converted into ribulose 5-phosphate. So ribose 5-phosphate and ribulose 5-phosphate, they are isomeric in each other. So likewise here there is isomeric they are each other. So same, that is the ribose 5-phosphate and ribulose 5-phosphate. These both they are in the isomeric in each other. So these two compounds they are interconvertible. So they are again converted into ribulose 5-phosphate. And here there is a xylulose 5-phosphate which are formed. So they also they converted into a ribose 5-phosphate. They, because they are a epimerase. Epimerase means the sum of these molecules they are same as case of this ribulose molecule. So this ribulose 5-phosphate is also converted into ribose 5-phosphate. And finally this ribose 5-phosphate which are formed, they are phosphorylated. Phosphorylated means there is a addition of phosphate group to this, and there is a formation of ADP, means utilization of ATP, and there is a formation of ADP. And this enzyme, this reaction is carried out in presence of enzyme, that is phosphoribulose kinase, and there is a formation of compound, or again you call as regeneration of compound, that is ribulose 1,5 biphosphate. So this is here the, that compound which the reaction start with this compound, that compound is again formed, and that's why the cycle is completed. So here there is a regeneration of ribulose 1,5 biphosphate is completed. So here there is in the sixth step, the ribulose 1,5 diphosphate is they are formed, and in this fourth step there is a, that is the uh, formation of sugar. In two steps there is a reduction, and in these two steps there is a, that is the carbosylation. So carbosylation, reduction, formation of sugar, and regeneration of RUBP, that is ribulose 1,5 diphosphate. Here the all Calvin cycle is now, the all the steps of Calvin cycle is completed. So here there is a utilization of ATP and NADPH2. Here there is a ATP molecule is utilized, and here there is a NADPH2 molecule is utilized. Here there is also a one ATP molecule is also utilized. So in totally the total NADPH2 and total molecules, that is the, here there is a three molecules of ATP is utilized, and here there is a again there is a 6 molecules of ATP is utilized, and here there is a total NADPH2 molecules are utilized. So in all total, so whatever the total 18 ATPs and 12 NADPH2 molecules in total, they are utilized in this reaction of Calvin cycle, and there is a formation of that is the glucose molecule that is we called as a C6H12O6. So means at a time when there is a one molecule is entered, so there is a that is the molecules which are formed, that is two ATPs and three two NADPH2 and three ATP molecule is required. But when these six molecules they are entered in order to form the one molecule of glucose, then in total 12 NADPH2 and 18 ATP molecules they are utilized to convert the carbon dioxide into the glucose. And again the whatever the ADP and NADPH form, they are utilized or they are transferred towards the light reaction phase in order to again there is a formation of ATP and NADPH2. So here there is a total in total there is a Calvin cycle process is completed. So in the examination point of view, the in total there is a Calvin cycle is explained sometimes, or in sometimes we in order to explain the that is the regeneration phase, or in sometimes we can explain only the formation of sugar. So this is about the in total all these the Calvin cycle which are completed, and the carbon dioxide is converted into carbohydrates.